All right, we are live, and then put his image at the same time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's tablet and pen time. Now, what do? Get a tablet, get a pen. We're going to go through a presentation and help you as much as we can. And I want you to write down some notes and follow through. We're going to talk about the division process. As you see there, every division, write it down, has its own credit file. We have a credit file. That means we have a Spear, Intransigent, and Equifax. That means the corporation has credit files. How do we multiply? Division process. We're going to go to the board first. I want you to write down what I write down, please. The goal is very simple today. You're going to draw a square because it represents a corporation. Let's say you have the LLC, you have an LLP, you have a C Corp, you have an S Corp, maybe you have a nonprofit, or you have a PC. Okay? What that matters to me is you have a corporation because it's a legal person. Chapter 18, public record. So let's understand. Supreme Court said a corporation is a legal person. That means if it has a division or entity. What do banks do? What did I model my first system after owning corporation? If we look at the banks right now, what's going to happen is banks like B of A or any of these banks you want to name, there's 21,000 locations that are bankrupting. So each branch number is a separate tax ID. So let's understand each branch number is a what? A separate tax ID. If we look at the bankruptcy code today, it'll say SSN and SS4. The only two things that file bankruptcy. Instead of you being you, what about the corporation instead? So Bank of America, Chase, U.S. Bank, Wells Fargo. They're bankrupting 21,000 locations. I call that a line of defense, okay? Now, that means they're bankrupting these locations. Why? They signed a 100-year lease. So they're bankrupting these pieces. The bankruptcy code says federal protection. Write down federal protection. That's what it does. And it's automatic stay. In other words, if you're being sued or kind of screwed up, the moment you file to get a number in seconds, you can tell people to go away. But again, we don't have the intent to do fraud. That's not the goal. The intent is how do we multiply things? How do we get more things for what we're trying to accomplish? The problem, most people, their biggest problem is like you keep bringing the pain home. And I don't like that. I don't want you to bring the pain home. I think you bring the pain home because you're lack of knowledge. So as we go through this process, again, all right, as we do this, so the goal is very simple. Now, Nick, I'm controlling this computer here, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it didn't turn on the screen. Oh, there it goes. There we go. All right. Now let's pretend today you wanted to get to the American dream, okay? Let's pretend that was your goal. Problem you have is you keep rolling the dice with you and your family. You keep using your personal credit, okay? In other words, you keep jacking it up, getting stuck. Now, I can tell you all about personal credit because I helped set up the system when I was training Ken Yarborough at TOW, became a Experian. It was my idea for the oldest credit card. My idea that every credit card should fluctuate, all right, at the 28% rule. Let's write it down. What happens to most of you, you jacked up your cards, you got stuck, you couldn't get any more. We're measured by our SSN, SS4. And then the credit score, of course. What do? We get the up and down show. You jacked up the wrong card because you didn't know these cards here don't fluctuate. The other ones do. All cards but two fluctuate. All cards but two. Unfortunately, when most people jack up their cards, they get stuck to the point they can't get back up on track. All right, they have to what? Pay it down or pay it off or do something like that. So let's understand. If we're going to start a business, what we should do is focus whatever type of corporation you have. So let's draw some boxes, okay? Let's understand today, all right, what I created in 1984 and became basically pattern in 85 and 86. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So let's pretend you really want to go get it. You want to accomplish your goal. So far, you've been rolling your dice as your family, and you bring the pain home. I call that simple and stupid, to be honest with you. But we don't need to do that. If we create a line of defense, let's write down line of defense. We build a corporate umbrella. We have the ability to play the game. This should always be a management company. If you have 3 properties in an LLC, when one slips and falls and sues, the corporation sues you. The LLC is a limited liability company, but on the tax return, it's kind of classified as a corporation anyway. So what do we get to do? They bankrupt one, they're bankrupting you. You got to get past this when you hear on the social media, blah, 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 because that's what happens every day. Corporation, I'm going to do this because it protects me, it protects my family. BS. The problem is BS. Let's understand something. We all know what that stands for. The corporation on Secretary of State's website, it's right there. There's your name. There's your name. When they sue it, they sue you. You're the duck and sheep. If anybody tells you different, that's a bunch of BS. Okay? BS. It's very simple. Understand how to play the game to win. So let's understand something. If we have a corporation and we manage divisions, that means we're managing 9 locations. Why do I pick 9 locations? That allows me to get credit. Each division has the ability to get a $100,000 card like these right here, paid over time limit. And I get more. What happens? They offer you 99 more cards. We can take one card and create it into 9 more. That means it's 10 cards. If we have 100,000 of credit for the parent company, and this is what the goal is, 100,000 times 9 more, there's 1 million just off American Express card. There are 10 types of applications to play with, only 10. Why? I'm an affiliate, 119 creditors, and I think most of them suck. That's just my opinion. I'll just be honest and blunt with you. So that means there's only 10 that I like. If I get this card here, this one, and I got all 10 cards, 10, I can create 1 million of credit here, and then I can do it 10 times more. So we could actually, within 36 months, create $10 million of credit. See, structure builds finance, structure builds dreams, structure builds credit. Financing the American dream. Let's write down, borrow money is not taxable. Write it down, please. If we create debt, we can offset taxes. So in other words, let's say you're an expert in real estate. Fantastic. If you have 3 divisions, you will be able to separate liability. Each property is in a division. The bank will give you a line of credit, all right, for each division. The bank will give you credit cards. When you see these people saying, you can't go to the bank, get a loan, blah, 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 they're full of crap. I line up people for bank loans all the time or installment loans. This is crap out there. And these are actually brokers anyway, and they just jack up your cell phone. So it's a joke. Now, if I have 9 lines of credit, that means I have 9 properties. So if we do this correctly, there's a problem. If your banks can bankrupt locations here, and we're going to look at what we're trying to do, the reality is we're trying to do what's called tax balancing. All right, don't worry, I wrote books on that too. They're doing tax balancing. All your creditors and your banks right now are settling lawsuits if you watch online because they write off on their taxes. They're doing it before the end of the year. That's what they're doing it. Wells Fargo was $2.1 billion 3 weeks ago. Another $22 million last week. So again, they go, oh, that hurt. No, the reality is they get away with it because that's what it is. I think banks are Ponzi's in my opinion. That's just my opinion. So if I have 9 locations here, 9 locations, and I want 9 lines of credit, that tells me it's simple. I need 18 divisions. Now, the goal should be income. So today, I want you to focus on something, and it's going to be totally the opposite of what you hear about all the blah, blah, blah out there. Okay? The blah, blah, blah is very simple. Today, it's about income. Let's focus you getting $6,420. There's your income. Let's say you need 10,000. Okay? If we look at income first, okay, income, we can pay our bills and we can be a little comfortable. Not real comfortable, but okay. When you stress out the husband, wife, and situation in the family, you screw it all up. You bring the pain home. So my focus is always income. Can we pay our bills? If we look at what it takes to pay our bills today and add 20%, that's what your goal should be. Your problem is still you. You drove by the Wendy's restaurant the other day. Go inside. Ask for the owner. There's no owner. You see, they're run by management companies. Again, like when I bought my first Jack in the Box, I was 19. So the reality is I've been doing this stuff for 49 years. All right, I like boring and steady. That's what I'm going to tell you. I wrote the first books on laundromat, car washes, and things in apartment complexes 40 plus years ago. Even my cell phones and my printing companies, okay? It's a way to make money and pay your bills. If we focus on income, the next thing we have to focus on is you. Now, what happens is all of us, okay, let's understand. You are you. What if you're married? Okay, there's 2 yous. Now you became one. Fantastic. And what happens is the way you do things. I want you to think about additional division. I'd like you to have 3 boxes here. Could you do that for me, please? 3 boxes. This is going to be for credit cards. Okay, this is going to sign leases of buildings. And this basically is going to be supply credit to cash. So let's write down supply to cash. I want you to focus a couple of things because this world sometimes wants to knock us down and kind of kick our assets. The reality is very simple. Live, okay, from there, what do we look at? Is there a comment? I've got, all right, no sound. Someone has no sound, okay? Okay, they're okay? Fantastic. Now, let's do this again. Okay, this is credit cards, okay? That division. This is leases, okay? And this is supply credit equals cash credit. So let's write down the word cash. Now, the reason I'm wanting to do this is I want you to think about you. You should have 3 divisions of you because you're allowed to. Your biggest problem is still you not knowing how to play the game to win. So let's have 3 divisions of ourselves, okay? What does this give us the ability to do? Today, if you have crappy credit, you brought the pain home and you're stuck. What do you get to do? You have to analyze, reposition yourself the right way. But it's going to be up to you too. If you allow me to analyze you personally, I'll do that with you and for you if you want. But again, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor, okay? Give me 25 followers. Simple, and I'll analyze you for free. 25 followers, and then I'll talk to you how to rebuild your credit a little bit too. And you can basically, as we do this process, to help each other. That's that, okay? You see, when you're dying in a coma and you come back after your 3.7 billion is stolen, what do? You rebuild it again and again. That's life, okay? So let's understand. Now, here's our next problem. You need a line of defense. I believe today you're doing what I call stupid. You're not stupid, you do stupid. Today, your driver's license, okay? You look at it, it's got your home address on it. That's wrong. That's stupid number 1. The car registration is your home address. That's stupid number 2. The insurance is stupid number 3. You get in a bumpy bump today at Sam's Club, what's going to happen? They're going to sue you, all right? They're new nice people. The problem is you have to learn to shut up. You tell them where you work and how you do blah, blah, blah. No, shut up. The story after they leave that accident or the bumpity bump, they tell their friends, and their friends convince them to sue everybody. You got these bloodsuckers on TV, and you got these billboards on the freeway. Be prepared to plan the problem. Plan the problem. Remember, a car has a what? All right, lien holder and a registered owner. The registered owner should be a division as well. Why? Please write it down. I am willing to sacrifice a division, not the corp of my family. That's what you got to focus on. All right, never bringing the pain home. The registered owner, again, should be what? A division of a corporation. The only thing you're willing to sacrifice should be a division. Now, all of us had a problem. We fill out an SS5 form equals SSN equals 1040 tax return. Now, a lot of us did it because we were told at 14 to do this. Okay, but again, if you didn't do it, that means mommy did it at the hospital, because Nixon took the gold standard out in 71, August of 71. That means, understand, hospital, we're born, they do an SS5 for SSN, they bond us up 35 million apiece. When we die, it's the time of death for state and federal government. They get us coming and going. You got it so far? So again, now the problem you're going to have is people are going to go, we've been paychecks going to be taxed. Well, let's understand, if we have a house, the house payment for 24 years is all the interest anyway. Last 6 years, you can pay off the house. But the problem you have is how you bought the house in the first place. A, God made you one. The difference is I want it separate anyway. We're going to write down SS4 right here. SS4. SS4 again. When you look at the SS4 form, I want you to dissect it and understand it says employer, entity, or you. Employer, entity, or you. That's what it does. So if we do this correctly, if we had a problem, we can have the intent not to do fraud. And what do we get to do? If we had to, we could bankrupt a division of ourselves. Bankruptcy, as your cities, your grocery stores, and your banks do every day. This is your line of defense. We're building a blueprint. If you allow me to do the blueprint for you, I require you give me 100 followers. We're going to negotiate. This is how it works. One of my food trucks, if you don't give me bottles and cans, I won't feed you, because I'm not going to hand you the food for free. You want to use the showers on the other side of the truck and the laundry? No problem. Give me foods. What? Give me cans and bottles. I make you pay for it. That's currency, by the way. We play the game. We're going to have a division. How to do this right. You bought the house, only one of you on the loan. The house should have been escrow closed, homestead trust. Escrow closed, homestead trust. Most of you don't even know what a homestead is, and you don't know what a trust you should do, irrevocable trust, but it's up to you as we play this game. No one of you, husband or wife, should be on that loan, ever. I need you to write down the word or, please write or, never and. And means basically if we die, how do they sign the paper when they're gone? They can't. Or allows us to sign it, and that's the ability to play the game. House and car do not show up on your credit file at all. They look at it to review if you qualify. They only show up when you screw it up. That's what they do. So again, as we play this game, we play to win. House should be what? One person on the loan. All right, only one. Because if you lose a house and a car, the creditor is allowed to give it to the IRS as a 1099-C. So not only you have crappy credit, but you also brought the pain home to both of you. You got stuck and you have a tax problem. We got to play my way. The ability to get the American dream. It's not easy. It seems like the world sometimes wants to knock us down. My events are live, all right, 6 days a week. You can ask questions and show up 6 days a week and play with me on Fridays and Saturdays for classes as well. I do 5 classes live every Saturday. Last 49 years, okay, in person or online. I like goodies. You like goodies? That's me in 1981. Highest kick, fastest kick on planet Earth. That's only 13 feet. 2 steps and I'm at 13 feet, okay? I do things people say it's not possible. Now, I like goodies. Goodies are simple. Every goodie is a division. I don't know who's going to sue me and screw me up. So what do you do? So let's understand this today. If I don't have a house, maybe I have a Jack in the Box. Maybe I got a Wendy's. Maybe I have a 31 flavor ice cream. I had all these, by the way. I have a Shakey's Pizza. Okay, maybe I have a storage unit. Maybe I have an apartment complex. What am I doing? I'm separating liability. Division process does that for you because you're going to have an old blankety blank day. If we have a blankety blank day, what are we allowed to do? We're allowed to disconnect, isolate, incorporate, and bankrupt that bad piece. You could have bankrupt one of this versus you. Instead, you brought the pain home, same thing with divisions. Banks do it, grocery stores and cities do it every day. If you don't build your blueprint of success, you're never going to get there. You're 40 to 65 years old, 75 years old now. You're bringing the pain home. Why? Because you don't know any better. I don't think you know any better. 2026, the year you're going to create to do one thing. I pray to God you listen to me. Let me blueprint you. Let me blueprint you. Let you and I spend an hour on that phone or a Zoom meeting. Let's blueprint you your goal. I will actually rebuild you my way a little bit because your way sucks. Sorry, but it's true. I created winning the game of business in 1976. Driving a Lamborghini, $1 million in the bank, having fun. By the way, I was 16. I didn't go to high school because I would be wasting my damn time. I get to go to Owens Coast College. Now watch. All right. The next book and series I wanted to create was called Books for Dummies. But the problem is that was already taken. I call it the Millionaire's Founders Kit. The Blueprint of Success. That's what I called it. Very simple. As we play today, I want the next generation not to screw up like we did. Every one of you, this is a free download for your kids in high school and college. Free download. Okay, that's what you need to do. So if you actually let me know to, kind of tag me and else, I'll send you a copy. Is what it is. It starts a credit file for free. You get them the first credit card. We don't want the next generation to screw up like we did because we all screwed up. The difference is very simple. I believe what you did is you did it to yourself. You sit at the kitchen table with your wife and your husband and all the goodies, and what did you do? Honey, we're going to start a business. We're going to jack up our cards, drop our score, get stuck, can't get anymore. We're going to hawk our house, and we're going to bring the pain to you and me, and we're going to be stupid. Well, that's what you did. Sorry. Maybe you don't like that. Too bad. These don't fluctuate. All of the cards do. All what? If you would learn rules and tools, maybe next time you won't jack up the wrong damn card. You did it to yourself. Congratulations. The SSN, all right, SS5 right there. The SSN 1040 tax return. What does it say in the SS4? Come on, look at it. It says what? Employer entity you. It's a universal form. It always has been. I had explained that to Ted Turner when I was 9.5. After I got $100,000 in the mail, this is very simple to play with. You today are going to change your life because I said so. Let's write it down. I'm going to hold your hand. I'm going to drag you as far as I have to get you to $1 million dream. All right. And if you basically want to have a problem, you're going to argue, it's simple. I'm going to say, be quiet, do what I say, period. I don't put up with crap. I put you in check. And I get you $1 million of credit up to that as well. NACB certifies me. Why? I'm the guy that came with the 29% rule. Listen, I wanted to sue Credit Karma during a pandemic. They kept saying 42. They were stupid. Credit Karma is worthless in my opinion. They should be fired for one reason. They have no phone number to help you. They only have basically 2 reports, and you need Experian to get credit in the first place. It's a joke. Now, 29% is green, 30 is yellow, 50 is red. We're going to play my way. All cards fluctuate. Write it down. Write it down. All cards fluctuate, which means you never take it past 29%. But 2 cards don't fluctuate at all. 2 cards. These are paid over time limits, $100,000 up to $1 million. They don't fluctuate. So if I jack up this card during a pandemic or a problem or lost a job or something, what do we get to do? I don't bring the pain home. Why would I bring the pain home? I don't understand. Why did you do it? I don't get this. I don't get this. It's called man up, woman up. Sorry. That's just me. Chapter 18. Look at it. Come on, look at it. I heard this when I was 7.5 years old. Mrs. Hope. Or I had a poker game. All right. She called me the little, you know what, in the corner. Don't talk to him. It's a corporation. Look at it. Look at it again and again. It's a legal what? Person. A corporation is a legal person. I'm not here to be CPA and attorney. I'm just telling you public record. You can check it out yourself. It may sue or be sued. The bottom there says not required to file a fictitious business name. I was 9.5 and I knew that was wrong. I spent $10 for my first corporation. How much did you spend? See, here's your problem. You hire an attorney who's practicing law, hasn't got it right yet. And then what do? You spend thousands for a piece of paper that's free. When you see on social media, you get the LLC and the tax ID with picture assets, bull. Corporations were never designed to protect you and your family. That's crap. Crap. If they sue the corp, they'll sue you. You're a duck and a sheep. We all are. The only thing that helps you is a line of defense called a division process. We're going to play my way now. The lie. What do you tell people? Oh, I'm going to bankrupt the corporation. Good for you. You watch these silly people. Oh, you can bankrupt, get another one. No. You signed for the car. You signed for the building. You signed for the credit card. You signed your damn name. I signed my name because I have a division of me, and I signed Ray Reynolds, and I use SS4 to sign the building, the lease for the car. Why would you use you? You see that Social Security card in your pocket or purse or wallet? It said do not laminate. Don't carry with you. Don't use for any purposes. You still do. Hey, some of you at 70s and 80s, you got credit cards in the mail like I did too. That's how it works. We, the people, our constitutional right, we, the people, play. Your corporation should do 4 things. That's it. Only 4. 7 things for the division. 7. This way we build a line of defense. A line of what? Defense. If you understand credit and finance, we build it per division, per entity. Every division has its own credit files. Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. Google Experian.com, business. Equifax, business. Equifax, TransUnion, business. The ability to play. Do you want to be a millionaire? See all these people, I'm rich, look at me, look at how blue, I got all this good. I call it crap. The IRS is listening. They can indict everybody. I'd say shut up. I don't want to be rich. But I sure want a rich corporation with 9 divisions, 9 lines of credit right there. If you did what you're told to do, next year in 2026, you have just created $100,000 a month to the corporation that absorbs the money and gets you a paycheck, and your house payment offsets the taxes anyway. When you hear some ding dong, you should never buy a house, and he's got 2 houses with $50 million, a waste of friggin' money. That's called stupid. You're not stupid. Don't follow stupid, please. That house payment equals to your rent. You get to offset your taxes on your paycheck. You got a paycheck, it's taxed before you get the damn check. Listen to the truth. Manageable debt. Corporation, you, offsetting taxes and breaking even. That would be the goal, learning to leverage money. The goal is to win. If I help you, if you want me to, it's very simple today. I have 62 million of this cards here on my dashboards. I'm an affiliate. Here's about 42 of it. If I take corporate credit here right now, And I use it to borrow money, not taxable, by the lifetime income. Lifetime what? Income. All right? It offsets the taxes in the first place. That's how you play the game. That's how you get a Wendy's, a fourplex, an apartment complex. That's how you get to win the game of business. My first series I wrote years ago. By the way, it was 1976, by the way. When I was 16, I brought in my first million, okay, corporate structure. All right, 14 and a half, first billion at 21. Not possible. Let me see your goodies. I'll show you mine, but they're not mine. They belong to corporations. You want 25,000 built to you, I'll guarantee it. Simple. I'll carry a $5 million bond. I'll repackage it my way. The office wants $2,500. Today it's $2,000. You save $500. If you Zelle, you save 10% off that. But again, it's up to you. If we want 50,000, it's 10%. If you get it today through me on the live webinar, it's $3,000. There you go. You Zelle, you save 10% on that too. What do we get to do? Play the game to win. If you want 100,000 of personal and business, that's what you should do. That's 200,000 of credit. Because you've realized one thing. You don't use more than 29%. That'll give you 71,000 of safety in case you have an old blankety blank day and these don't fluctuate. Learning to repackage yourself. It's 100,000 today. It's discounted to $5,000. It's half price today if you did it right away. If you want 200,000 instead of 10,000, it's $7,000. Now this is how you get off. You know what? And go get it now. I'm going to tell you, Zelle, and always good. That's me. My signature has always been always good since I was 2.5 years old, being used and abused, eating out of a trash can. Yeah, that's how you doing, little boy. Always good. All right, thank you, Jesus. You can call the office right now. Now, they will honor what I just told you if you did it right away. 800-254-9506. Don't call. Don't worry. They'll charge you more later. My library at the Amazon store. Soon to be a TikTok shop as well. We get to play. Let's get some free books today. Let's get some goodies too. Let's get a free corporation and a tax ID. Will you pay somebody in those silly links? Don't you dare. Don't you ever pay someone for a damn corporation that's free anyway. Tax ID, irs.gov. It's simple to fill out the silly form. You got to step up and do it yourself. My problem in 1988, 53 million of credit cards. They're shrinking my limits. It scares the crap out of me. What did I do? I wrote another book, Buckets of Money. Buckets of Money allowed me to create a matrix of 4.6 million. 4.6 million. I got 190,000 a month. The notes behind that were $1.1 billion. This is why I was teaching Russ Dalby in his little toolbox for notes back then as well. Carlton Cheats and Dave Delgado, I was coaching their people anyway. It's kind of fun. We'd like 190,000 a month. This is basically what I did in 1988 to 89 because I wanted to leverage money. That's what happens when you want to leverage money. But again, it's up to you. Your corporation needs Dun & Bradstreet. Take a picture, scan it. You'll need Dun & Bradstreet because it's supplying vendor credit. A division setup, if I set up for you, and understand, you can do them yourself, but the problem with you doing them, you don't get the dashboard that gets you the cash credit reports. I set up a division. I get it basically prepared. You sign it, you agree under the corporation, and what do? You allow me to set up the Experian, Trends, and Equifax business reports. Then I put credit to it, history. A division is $1,000. It's a replacement of you with a corporation. It's $1,000. And that's how it works today. If we wanted 3, 6, 9, 10, 12, here you go. Here's 3, 9, and 12. There you go. Take a picture. Call the office. Today I'm going to double the numbers, but instead I'm going to do more. I want every one of you to listen very carefully. If you want 9 divisions, I'm going to give them to you for $999. It's a giveaway. If you basically Zelle, if you Zelle 1,500, I'm giving you 18 today. 18 divisions to be able to do what? $100,000 a month income, and you position this the right way, but it's going to be up to you to pay attention. I'm going to tell you Zelle, now. There's the Zelle. Take a picture. I'm going to tell you to call that office so they'll honor the price. Now. Always good. 800-254-9506. The game to play is to win. Analytical is a good dashboard. I like them. They will actually charge $25 to you. They'll analyze you the first time for free. And what's it going to do? $25 a month to do what? Call you every 46 days and line you up. By the way, all right, Credit Karma doesn't have Experian. Analytical does. If you go to Aspirin.com, it's $34.95 a month. They charge $25. It's cheaper to even do it here. What do? They analyze you, scan it, take a picture. They will do from there. They'll call you every 46 days to tell you what's next. They will babysit you. They will make sure your Aspirin, Transdermal, and Equifax and Dun & Bradstreet for the corporate side is taken care of as well. Take a picture again and again. The ultimate goal is very simple. Their app's going to be at the Apple Store this next year. They play and they want to help you every step of the way. So what do? Today you could have made $1,000. Why didn't you? You could have invited all your friends and family. Okay, this is very simple as we do all these things, friends and family. What happens? We pay you 10%. All right, so they buy anything, you get 10% Zelle store credit, or you get what? A check. It's going to be up to you. The goal is to repackage it like Humpty Dumpty. I want you to think about something today. At your age, you're getting older, slower. You're not as pretty as you used to be. That's just the truth. I believe you're disappointed in most of the things because what happened? One of your friends and family kind of probably ripped you off. What if we repackage it like Humpty Dumpty? And I put you in one of my classes that are every Saturday. There's 5 of them. Okay, live with me on Saturday and Friday as well. Always good. Thank you, Jesus. Always good. No one steals my mindset. You take a picture, you do a Google review for me, that'd be great. If not, then leave it alone because not everybody likes me and everybody likes you. It's how it works. What do? The goal is simple. At one point in time, we had $2.2 billion in real estate, 21 cars in the car collection. You see, they're not my cars. Here's the key to the white one right there. Now let's understand. On social media, well, you can only write up so much of the core. I don't care about the darn write-up. I don't care. They understand. The write-up isn't the problem. The problem is who's the registered owner of the car. You. When you get in a bumpy butt, they sue you. They tear apart your life. Let's let the corporation absorb the car and let it write it off anyway. Now you're driving a company car. Who cares about the darn write-off? But again, that's how you play. This represented 1,013 divisions, by the way. 1,013. I'd like you to join my club called Puppet Masters. See, I don't want you to say you're rich. I think only stupid people say I'm rich. Why? The IRS is listening. A lot of those people came out of prison, by the way, and I can name them all, or their indictments as well, and their lawsuits, BS. Today, if you allow me to build you checkbook money and our blueprint loan, it's very simple. You'll have the ability to put something in an escrow. What I've done since 1987 is I line up escrows. My vice president of the company has one, escrow, another. We just found another one we're buying right now. It's a laundromat, a car wash, and an art storage unit. See, we give you the chance to put money into something, but we build the credit for you with you, and you write a check to escrow. When you write the check to escrow, what are you going to do? In 1 year, you have 6 to 10 escrows. You own a piece. What if you did what I told you to do? You own a piece of this. Now, understand, this is yours, or 25% of it until it burns down or you die. It's the only way to say it. How long is it mine? Forever, okay? We have the ability to own a piece of something. You don't really understand my client, she's great. You need a laundromat. You need a car wash. Ooh. Nobody wants to run the car wash or laundromat. No one wants to work there. You understand that? Because you don't want to be an employee. You're an entrepreneur. You want to own it. Well, you share a piece. Again, Burger King. What do? We even buy ugly because it makes money. Ugly makes money. Could you imagine today if you let me line you up? What does this mean? Every escrow we put together, every escrow, I have over 51 escrows for next year, is over $1,100,000. You're allowed to get 25%. I line you up, checkbook money at the bank. They actually give loans. This is crap when they say they don't. From there, or a blueprint loan. You write a check to escrow for $25,000. All right, 3 people plus me. We're trying to get up to $3,200 a month positive cash flow after the bills are paid. That's how you own a piece. $50,000. We want $5,600 a month. 3 people plus me. It's a storage unit, or basically 4-plex now. How long do you own it? You own it forever till it burns down or we die. The problem is you get stuck in a probate with your friends and family. That's a mistake. See, probate is ridiculous. We got to understand. My son is the vice president of the company, has been since he was 5. Has a resolution, so when I die, he takes over. Nothing changes hands. Nothing gets transferred. Why don't you understand? People get probate because they left something to somebody. No, 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 no. 75,000 times 6, one of the 6. That's 7,500 a month. How about we each put 100,000? Okay. These are 250. These are 150. What do you want to do? Okay. You put 100,000 in an escrow. That's 8 people. All right. I'm one of the 8, and that's over $1 million of down payment. We now share a piece. The escrow closes. You have a deed of trust. You own a piece. You get money forever till you're dead or it burns down. We know we're going to die eventually, but the difference is it's going to stay there forever if you wanted to. You've been driving by that Wendy's restaurant since you were 10. It's still there. Take a picture now. There's your future. It's right there. Come on. You tried everything you tried, and I say I'm sorry, I was going to say you failed. You didn't fail. You tried. As long as you're trying, we're not dying. If we're not trying, we must well be dead. Reality is very simple, okay? If you allow me to blueprint you, all right, I can rebuild you my way for a while. Is that okay? And when you don't have the big bank accounts I do, we'll use that as a reference for you too. But it's up to you. I want you to take a picture now. I want you to understand there's your future, is what it should have been a long time ago. That should be your screensaver for your computer and your phone, and you should print it in color, by the way. So why you put it in your refrigerator or your desk of work? Let's focus on auto income. Let's go get the money, because now we can afford the honey. Money takes honey, money gets honey. We play. We win the game of business. So your choice is simple today. If you want to play, we have to understand I have 50 escrows. All right, 51 actually. You know, if you want to play, you're owning a piece. I don't ever want you to give me that money. That's those Ponzi's out there. No, thank you. You put money in an escrow, you own a piece. You want somebody to get a little piece? No, you own the piece. You got a deed of trust. You get to play and win. We have over $1 billion of escrows lined up for next year alone. Just have some fun with you if you want to play. I'm going to call it boring and steady. Is that okay? I'm going to blueprint you. Anybody today who gives me, and let's understand, you should take a picture of this. 10, all right, people following me, you get a free download book. We're going to give you Winning the Credit Game book for free. Simple. If we got 50 followers, I'm going to give you a 20-minute consultation with me. 100 followers, so you get me, you and I are on a phone or a Zoom for an hour. I'm going to blueprint you personally. Okay? That way you don't have to pay that $5,000. What do? I'm going to go through your past, present, and future. I'm going to ask you if you screwed up, you got a bankruptcy or a tax problem. Did you screw American Express or Chase? You have family, corporation, what kind do you have? Then you go, I got an LLC, Ray, not a corporation. Stop it. The tax return, because that LLC will eventually become S anyway. It is a corporation, by the way. So we got a corp in 18 divisions. Now, we're going to live, we're going to plan to live, we're going to plan to die, by the way, because we don't want our family stuck into probate. So you're going to think about irrevocable trust. Next, the car is a division. From there, the house is a what? Trust anyway. And if someone says don't buy a house, I'm going to say that's called stupid. I want to debate that person and go, you're stupid. Come on. If the house payment is the same as you pay a lease payment and offset your paycheck, hell, why would you want a house? It makes no damn sense. Again, we're going to focus on auto income and cash flow fee per time. In my book in 1976, by the way, blueprint call, usually 5,000. Office sells it for 2. Okay, I give it away for $9.99 to you. If you give me followers today, I'm going to make it free. And you and I are on that phone for an hour. Would you like me to customize your next year for you? All right, I'll do it and have some fun at the same time. You sell the $9.99, save 10% on top of that. We play the game. If you partner with me, what are we going to do? Win, again and again. This world will knock you down 1,000 times. You're going to get 1,001. This form was what I changed my life with. Watch. All right, 1984, I get a letter in the mail. I have to pay $800 to $1,000 per corporation called franchise tax fee. California, they charge you that, just have a piece of paper. I didn't like it. I had Wendy's. No, I had Jack in the Box. I had some other locations. I got shopping centers. I got 31 flavors, some donut stores. It cost me up to $1.2 million. That's ridiculous. Well, what do? That's where these people on the social media didn't talk about franchise tax fee. I'd like to hear Grant talk about that for once. All right. Petitioner's business name. It said husband, wife, and partner. That's what it said. I was given a choice, all right, to do what? To create a form or modify one. Your corporation will be number 4A division. One of my corporations will be number 4. When I need a B and a C, that means 4 people, 6 people, 10 people. We get to own a piece together. That's your piece. It's your piece forever, ever, ever, till you die or burns down. Hey, we're going to eventually die. The next thing, it's not going to burn down. You've been watching the same Wendy's your whole life. It's just right there. So let's go get a piece. Would that be okay if we get a piece? What if you had auto income forever? I like auto income. That's why they made billions and billions and billions and billions. 3.7 billion worth basically in 2009 before I died in a damn coma. You want to play? Oh, give me 90 days. Okay, 90 days. In 90 days, we're going to do 18 divisions, so about 20 grand for those. Calls every 3 weeks, 100,000 of credit. My 18 books and CDs to play as well. The full blueprint. The office had it listed for $10,000. It's worth it, if not more. Okay, what do? Their price right now, office price today is $7,000. If you did this with me today, it's $5,000. It's a giveaway. You're getting 18 divisions that usually sell for $20,000 and $100,000 of credit. That's at today's price if it's a now. If you don't, just call the office later today and pay more money. It's simple. Again, what do? If you and I work together for a year, 12 months, every 3 weeks we're on the phone. Every 3 weeks, and I'm going to build you $200,000 of credit. $100,000 to you and the corporation. Simple. We're going to blueprint you. Every 3 weeks, I'm on the phone telling you what to do next. I don't want you to think. I just want you to do what I ask you to do. My problem in 2001, all right, having fun. In 1987, 86, I had a problem. I didn't have enough people to help me. So I took my clients and made them my soldiers. We made them money. I like money. Today, if you put $2,500 to get started, you can. We'll start getting things ready for you until you pay your balance. Pay the balance right away, you get to $200,000 of credit. You know, we get $100,000 instead. We don't start the coaching calls till you pay your balance. That's how it works. What do? That's $20,000 today. If you did it today, save $7 grand. If you want me to play with you for getting 10 escrows next year, you have wasted thousands, $50,000 to $100,000 in your life. Here's a way you can spend 20 grand to change your life. And I'll guarantee it. I'll even put it in writing for you. You see what happens if I don't do what I say, you get your money back anyway, because I carry a $5 million bond. So I'm going to say, Zell, now. I'll call the office right away. 800-254-9506. Learn to play the game and win. We got to look behind that curtain every time, every day, every time. What do? Stay safe, stay strong, do our best. Let Jesus do the rest. Amen to that too. The bottom line is for every one of you. If I was you, I'd be calling that office right now, 800-254-9506. They will honor the pricing of things I offered here for the next 15 minutes. I got to get ready to basically do another presentation called Fight Through the Pain. Fight through the pain, because that's what we got to do. The world wants to knock us down. That's no fun. We today can learn how to do what? The American dream. It's a corporation. It's the division process. We do our best. God does the rest. Amen to that too. And never forget the end of the day. It's pretty simple. God loves us all. That's how it works.